Tonight on CTV News at 8, the weather outside is starting to warm up. We have viewer photos to see just how nice it was today. We'll see if it's here to last. President Frank talked with students at an open forum today. Some alumni had some strong opinions about the stadium. Plus, March Madness is fast approaching. See how the Rams stand going into the tournament. All this coming up on CTV News now. Good evening, I'm Kaitlyn Connolly.
And I'm Shannon Garcia. Larimer County Sheriff Justin Smith is the lead plaintiff in the lawsuit challenging Amendment 64. Sheriff Smith says amendment which legalized marijuana use in Colorado is in conflict with current federal law. Despite allegations, the sheriff is using his position as a public service officer to fund a personal agenda. Conservative Smith says he is not taking an anti-marijuana stance, but supporting a pro-Constitution stance.
Reporter Rachel Vigil was in attendance at CSU's open forum with President Tony Frank. A few alums were not too happy about the new stadium going up.
CSU's President Tony Frank held an open forum Thursday afternoon to see concerns students and faculty were having, and he believes it is very important to hold these open forums.
Universities are complex places. You know, there are 30,000 students here, there's 7,000 employees, 1,500 faculty members, and within all of those groups, there's almost every possible opinion that's available on any given topic. But as an academic institution, one of the things we celebrate are people's rights to come in, voice their opinion, and we believe we arrive at better solutions and a better community.
One alum had a word to say about the new stadium being built on campus.
And in my opinion, building a stadium on one of the oldest agricultural pieces of our Aggie University is the wrong thing to do. I've been a part of multiple petitions and activist groups that have asked for this stadium not to be built, and unfortunately CSU as a corporation has basically said, "F off, we're going to build it anyway." And the town of Fort Collins, including students, alumni, and local community members, are asking you, why? Why are you not listening?
Tony Frank was very professional, but said he would no longer discuss this issue. At the end of the forum, he did remind everyone that his office doors were always open. With CTV, I'm Rachel Vigil.
Tony Frank is one of the very few university presidents to always have his doors open. Make sure to stop by if you have any concerns.
Arrests have been made in the March 7th incident at Alicia's Restaurant and Bar. Deputies arrived on scene late Saturday night for a routine business check. That's when they believe the bar was over capacity of 160 people. At this time, a fight broke out between two people in the parking lot. The deputies tried to break up the fight when Dominique Desbao and Jay Sean Dean tried to incite a riot to fight the police. The two men were arrested on the scene. They were released after posting a $1,200 bond.
Today on the plaza, the Department of Design and Merchandising set up a photo booth to promote their fashion show. The fashion show will be on April 3rd at the Lincoln Center and will be comprised of select senior design and merchandising majors' fashion lines. CSU students are excited about the weather and have been seen around campus enjoying the sunshine. So while you're outside, why not get your picture taken? The Department of Design and Merchandising was on the plaza March 10th in order to promote the CSU fashion show. The show, called Confluence, brings together exciting trend-setting collections of fashion designs created by senior apparel design students.
To get people to come into the booth and, do something fun, and we have some great props to, put in the photos, so it's just a great way to get students involved.
When going to the booth, you pick props you'd like to stand with and take 3 pictures that will then print out right away, with an ad for the CSU fashion show, reminding students to come on April 3rd. This one-of-a-kind fashion production is designed and produced by the Fashion Show production class.
We're here promoting the CSU fashion show. It's happening on April 3rd. It's where the senior design students at CSU get to showcase their designs that they've been working on all year. And it's a great opportunity to promote the Department of Design and Merchandising.
Fellow Rocky Mountain Collegiate student Jackie Mays, who works with KCSU, got in on the action with me to help support the fashion show booth. Make sure to get your tickets for the fashion show through the Laurie Student Center ticket office, Lincoln Center box office, or online at www.lctix.com. And in other fashion news, 2 CSU alumni are opening a fashion boutique in Denver. Megan Timlin and Michael Vosser plan to open their shop this Friday, March 13th. The boutique is called Whirl Shop. The two friends have traveled the world studying retail and fashion and now have moved back to Colorado. Vosser says that the fact that they focus on detail is to differentiate themselves from other boutiques. Their shop is located on 3326 Tejon Street, and their grand opening celebration is from 5:30 to 9:30 Friday night. Coming up after the break, Elizabeth will be on with her full forecast.
And we take an inside look how students are preparing for their spring break this weekend.
We'll be right back.
It's cold outside today, Rams. What better way to warm up than to gather in the LSC? The new and improved Senate chambers located in the renovated ASCSU office was modeled to match the state legislature in Denver. Reserve the Longs Peak Meeting Room in room 302. There are approximately 23 other new meeting rooms designed for your needs. Reserve one of these rooms through the event planning office.
Welcome back from break. We are now joined by our weather anchor, Elizabeth Prasse. Is the weather going to stay like this?
Well, the good news, Kaitlyn and Shannon, is yes, it is going to stay nice and warm and actually feel like spring. I don't know about y'all, but I really enjoyed this warm weather today.
I really enjoyed it. I loved walking to class without a jacket on today. It's the exact weather that I'd want. No more snow.
I actually got hot today, too, which was awesome.
Yeah, I have to agree. I actually wore a sweater today. I was like, wow, I'm kind of burning up in this. I did. Well, I didn't take it off till after I got home.
A little bit.
Yes, and the good news is we will not see any more snow the rest of this week.
That is some good news.
Yes. Well, I actually had a few viewers submit photos of how they spent their sunny Tuesday. So let's take a look. First, we have Sierra went for a morning run, and thanks to daylight savings time, she was able to see the sun as she passed this creek. And then Quentin went out for a hike at Horsetooth this morning with Taylor. They went and saw that beautiful view. Olivia went and caught some rays, so Olivia, I hope you wore sunscreen and got some good sun today. And then Grace, because what's better than your boyfriend, some yoga, and sunshine? All right, so what is causing all this warm weather? Well, I have that answer for you, so let's take a look. And what is happening is the jet stream is making a downward shift. So we're getting warm air from the Pacific, and it's building in this trough. Instead of the cold Arctic air that we got last week, we're getting that warm air from the Pacific. And that is what's causing this lovely spring-like weather. And the good news is it's going to stick around. So let's take a look at our lows for tonight. We can see the in Grand Junction will be right at that freezing mark, 32. We've got Teens in Telluride and Gunnison. But along the I-25 corridor, we're going to be in the middle 30s, still above freezing in Fort Collins. Now, currently here in Fort Collins, we have 46 degrees, and we do have a slight breeze coming out of the southwest. But the good news is with those clear skies, you'll be able to see 3 of the 5 visible planets. That is Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter. And those are going to be around until the March equinox later on next week. Now, looking at our evening plan, we can see we also have a waning gibbous moon out tonight, but if you go out to see it, still wear our jackets. As you can see, we're going to cool down into those mid-30s for this evening. Now, let's take a look at our highs for tomorrow, and wow, does it feel like spring. Grand Junction is going to be 67, 48 in Vail, but look across I-25 corridor. We've got 71 in Pueblo, 63 in Colorado Springs, 74 degrees in Lamar for our high tomorrow. Definitely getting close to those record highs. And looking at our Wednesday planner, we can see that as we had below average temperatures last week, we are definitely above average for this week, and we're even getting close to that record high as we heat up to 67 degrees tomorrow afternoon. So is this weather going to stick around? It sure is. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. We can see we do have a small low pressure system moving through Friday, bringing us a slight chance of rain as we head out for spring break. But the good news, Rams, is look, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we will heat up and the sun will be back. We have a high of 74 on Sunday, so it's going to be a great start to your spring break. Rams, I hope you have a wonderful and very sunny spring break.
Thanks, Liz. Spring break is just around the corner. Our reporter Kay Bennett went around campus to see what students have planned for their week off school.
CSU students are in the midst of midterms, and the overall consensus is that it's time for spring break. Let's see what students have planned.
So I'm going to San Diego with my girlfriend and a couple of friends for a couple of days. We have a hostel on the beach for about 4 days, and we're looking to go up to Los Angeles for a day or two.
Heck yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to South Padre. I'll be driving down there. It's a 22-hour drive, but it'll be worth it in the end.
I'm going to be working. I work at Verizon Wireless, and it's just going to be a great work week, I hope.
I'm going to Park City, and I'm shredding park laps until I collapse. That is all.
Yes, for spring break, I will be actually working here mostly, trying to work on our programs for the Laurie Student Center Governing Board, working for Lunch on Us, trying to get better feedback from the students and just make it an overall greater experience to be part of CSU.
So I'm going to go work for a little while, then I'm going to snowboard at Eldora, and then I'm going camping in Moab.
I'm just headed back home to Texas, going to visit some family and friends, rest, decompress.
Yeah, I'm totally pumped. Gonna go skiing on the days I have off of work, and then I think I'm gonna go to Florida for a little bit, do some wakeboarding.
I'm going to cruise around Old Town, probably hit a Horsetooth, get my tan on, go on some hikes.
I will be doing nothing for spring break. I'll be working this spring break, yes.
Well, I'm going home back to Seattle where I'm from. I'm going to spend time with my family and hopefully stay with some friends, and my friend's birthday is at that time too, so I'm excited.
I'm taking a little break from school, and I get to see my little brother who just came back from Africa, so I'm excited.
Whether you're working, traveling, going home, or staying local, have a great week off, Rams. Kay Bennett, CTV News.
We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with sports with Grace Reeder.
Stay tuned.
Good evening, I'm Bryn Carmen with CTV News. Be sure and watch this Wednesday at 7 o'clock for our live coverage of the 2015 Fort Collins City Council debate. We're teaming up with the Coloradoan for our commercial-free coverage. Be sure and watch on thecollegian.com, Channel 11, or stream it from the app.
Break.
Sports anchor Grace Reeder is with us now. What is new in the world of Ram sports, Grace?
Thanks, guys. With so much going on in the world of CSU sports right now, I figured it was a good time to play my favorite game, Contender or Pretender. We're going to start with an easy one. Is Grit Rider a contender or pretender? That's easy because Grit just won Mountain West Player of the Year. It's the first time in CSU history that a CSU Ram has won. Technically, Becky Hammond won the conference MVP in 1999, but that was when CSU was in the WAC. Regardless, Becky Hammond has gone on to do tremendous things, so Grit Rider is certainly a contender if she's following in those footsteps. Speaking of grit, is the CSU women's basketball team a contender or pretender? Even though Grit Rider was given the title of Mountain West Player of the Year, and they won the Mountain West in the regular season, they were kicked out of the Mountain West tournament today in their first game against San Jose State, which is the 8th seed. So obviously they're pretenders. This is really disappointing for the Rams considering they really needed to win the Mountain West tournament to get into the NCAA tournament because it's such a weak conference. This is the first time in Mountain West history that the number 8 seed beat the number 1 seed. My next one is the men's basketball team. The Mountain West tournament begins Wednesday, and CSU players have made it very clear that after they let the regular season title get away from them, they will be battling hard to win the championship. I'm going to say that they're contenders as well because the men are fired up, and as senior forward Stanton Kidd said, they want everyone to know they're the new kid on the block. They certainly have difficult opponents to face, but if Avila plays the way he did against Utah State, they should do well. My last player is the CSU women's softball team. Last weekend they played 5 games at home and they won all 5. This team is 800 in wins at home since the beginning of their 2014 season, so I'm going to name them contenders. Sweeping your games at home is always a confidence booster, and I think they'll be able to carry those victories over to their games against California this weekend. They also played UNC today at 4, and they beat them 8-6. Guys, as you can see all my contenders. It's been a good season for sports, so back to you.
Thanks, Grace. Well, that looks like that's all the time that we have for tonight. Tune in to CTV tomorrow night for our live coverage of the Fort Collins City Council debate. It starts at 7 p.m.
And if you forget to watch it live on Channel 11 or stream it from thecollegian.com, don't worry. You can watch all of our shows on the Collegian website under the Media and Video tab.
Good night, everyone.